Section 1, The Map Room, March 1, 1945. Trier, Germany, the oldest city in the nation, founded by the Romans, fortified for 2,000 years. The morning fog hangs low over the Moselle River. Ancient stone walls rise from the mist like ghosts of legions past. Inside those walls, German defenders, machine gun nests, artillery positions, tank traps built into streets that once welcomed Caesar's armies. Supreme Headquarters has already made its assessment. 4 divisions, that's what it will take, 4 full divisions to crack this fortress city. The analysts have run their numbers, studied their photographs, counted their guns. The mathematics are clear. The conclusion is final. Bypass Trier, move around it, leave it for later. That order is already en route. But 70 miles to the southwest, in a modest command post in Luxembourg, a 60-year-old general stands over a map table. His polished cavalry boots gleam under electric lights. Twin ivory-handled revolvers hang at his hips. His jaw is set. His eyes are moving. General George S. Patton, Jr., commander of the United States Third Army, traces his finger along the blue ribbon of the Moselle. He stops at Trier. What do they think I'm going to do with that? His voice is sharp, high-pitched, nothing like the movies will later suggest, but the words carry weight. Every officer in the room knows what's coming. Patton doesn't bypass. Patton doesn't wait. Patton attacks. Section 2, The Order, February 28, 1945. 48 hours earlier, SHAEF headquarters, Reims, France. The teleprinter rattles in the communications room. Messages flow in and out thousands per day. Orders, reports, casualty figures, supply requests. The machinery of 5 million Allied soldiers churning toward Berlin. General Dwight D. Eisenhower sits at his desk, cigarette in hand, reading intelligence summaries. The Supreme Commander has a headache. He has had one for months. It's called George Patton. The Third Army has been moving too fast. Again. Sir, the G2 assessment on Trier. An aide places the folder on his desk. Eisenhower opens it, reads, frowns. The German garrison is estimated at 8,000 to 10,000 troops. Wehrmacht regulars, Volkssturm militia, elements of the 2nd Mountain Division. The city's geography creates natural choke points. The ancient walls, though damaged, still provide defensive advantage. Street fighting will be bloody, prolonged, costly. Recommendation, bypass and contain. Eisenhower picks up his pen, signs the order, routes it through channels. Get this to Bradley, he'll pass it to Patton. The order travels down the chain. SHAEF to 12th Army Group. General Omar Bradley reads it, nods, and forwards it to 3rd Army Headquarters. There's just one problem. The order is slow. And George Patton is fast. Section 3, Audacious Speed, February 28, 1945. 3rd Army Headquarters, Luxembourg City. Patton has a philosophy. He has repeated it 1,000 times to his officers, to his troops, to war correspondents, to anyone who will listen. A good plan violently executed now is better than a perfect plan executed next week. Tonight, he is putting that philosophy into motion. Major General Walton Walker, commander of XX Corps, stands at attention. He has learned not to sit in Patton's presence unless invited. Tonight, he is not invited. Walker, what's between us and Trier? Scattered resistance, sir. Elements of the 2nd Mountain Division, some Volkssturm, the usual roadblocks and demolitions. What about in Trier itself? Walker hesitates. Intelligence estimates a substantial garrison, maybe 8 to 10,000. Intelligence estimates. Patton cuts him off. The words drip with contempt. Intelligence estimates said the Germans would defend the Siegfried Line to the last man. We punched through in 3 days. Intelligence estimates said we'd be stopped at the Saar. We crossed it in 48 hours. He turns back to the map. Here's what I know, Walker. The Germans are beats. They're broken. They're running out of everything: fuel, ammunition, men, hope. Every day we wait, they dig in deeper. Every day we hesitate, more American boys die. His finger jabs at Trier. Take it. Walker blinks. Sir, I haven't received authorization from. You have authorization from me. Patton's voice hardens. Get Morris moving tonight. The 10th Armored hits them at dawn. The 94th Infantry supports on the right flank. I want American boots in that city before SHAEF finishes their morning coffee. Yes, sir. Walker salutes, turns, leaves. Patton lights a cigar, blows smoke toward the ceiling. Audacious speed, he mutters to no one, the only way to win a war. Section 4, The Tigers Advance, March 1, 1945, 5:30 hours. Outside Zurf, Germany, 15 miles southwest of Trier. The 10th Armored Division rolls forward in darkness. Sherman tanks grind through frozen mud. Half-tracks carry infantry through skeletal forests. The rumble of engines echoes through the pre-dawn stillness. Major General William H. Morris, Jr., rides in the lead command vehicle. His radio crackles with updates from reconnaissance elements. Tiger 6, this is Tiger Recon. Light resistance at Checkpoint Alpha. Roadblock cleared, continuing advance. Morris keys his mic. Roger, Recon, keep pushing, speed is life. Speed is life, he learned that from Patton. Every officer in 3rd Army has learned it. Don't stop, don't consolidate, don't wait for flanks to catch up. Hit them, keep hitting them, break them. The first shots come at 5:48. German machine guns open up from a tree line. Tracers streak through the gray morning. A half-track takes hits. Men scatter for cover. Morris doesn't hesitate. All Tiger units, this is Tiger 6, maintain advance. Recon elements fix their position. Armor, bypass and encircle. Infantry, dismount and suppress. Execute. The Americans move like a machine. Tanks peel left. Infantry fans out. Mortars drop smoke. Within 20 minutes, the German position is neutralized. 17 prisoners, 4 dead. The column keeps moving. By 800, they've covered 8 miles. By 1100, 12. The road to Trier is opening. Section 5, The Defenders, March 1, 1945, 1400 hours. Trier, Germany, German Army Headquarters, Porta Nigra. Oberst Wilhelm Richter stands in the shadow of the Black Gate, 2,000 years old, built by Roman hands, now headquarters for the defense of the city. He has 6,500 men, not 10,000. Intelligence was wrong. Half are Volkssturm, old men and boys with armbands and rifles. The other half are Wehrmacht survivors, scraped together from a dozen shattered divisions. They have 6 operational tanks, ammunition for perhaps 2 days of heavy fighting, no air support, no reinforcements coming. Herr Oberst, a young lieutenant, approaches. The Americans have broken through at Zurf. They are advancing on the Trier-Saarburg road. Richter looks at the map, traces the roads, does the calculation. How fast? Very fast, Herr Oberst. Our reconnaissance estimates, perhaps 4 hours. 4 hours to prepare a city of 75,000 for siege, to position forces across 12 miles of defensive perimeter, to convince exhausted, demoralized troops that they can hold against an enemy that has crushed everything in its path. Very well, his voice is calm, steady, the voice of a professional soldier who knows the odds. Pull the forward positions back to the river line. Concentrate forces at the bridge crossings. If we cannot hold the city, we will hold the bridges. Deny them the Moselle. Jawohl, Herr Oberst. The young officer leaves. Richter looks up at the Porta Nigra. Caesar's legions marched through this gate. Napoleon's armies occupied these streets. Now Americans are coming. Perhaps the pattern of history cannot be stopped. But he will try. Section 6, The Telegram, March 1, 1945, 1600 hours. 3rd Army Headquarters, Luxembourg City. The message arrives while Patton is eating lunch. Chicken, potatoes, coffee. He reads it between bites. From 12th Army Group. To 3rd Army. Subject OPERATIONS, Trier Sector. Bypass Trier and concentrate forces for advance toward KOBLENZ. Intelligence estimates 4 DIVISIONS required for reduction of Trier Fortress. Direct assault not authorized. Bradley. Patton sets down his fork. He reads it again. Then he laughs. His aide, Lieutenant Colonel Charles Codman, looks up nervously. Sir. They want me to bypass Trier. Patton is still laughing. The 10th Armored is already in the suburbs. Morris reports enemy resistance collapsing. We'll have the city by nightfall, and they want me to bypass it. Sir, that order was issued this morning, before the attack. I know when it was issued. Patton stands, wipes his mouth with a napkin, throws it on the table. And I know what it means. It means the bureaucrats at SHAEF are looking at weak-hold intelligence while my boys are looking at German prisoners. It means the chairwarmers in Reims think 4 divisions are needed while 2 divisions are getting the job done. He walks to the window, looks out at the gray Luxembourg sky. Get me Morris on the radio. Section 7, Into the City, March 1, 1945, 18:30 hours. Trier, Germany, western outskirts. The first Shermans enter the city as the sun sets. Street fighting is brutal work. Tank commanders button up, peering through narrow vision slits. Infantry hugs the walls, clearing buildings room by room. Every window is a potential ambush. Every corner might hide a Panzerfaust team. Captain Robert Hughes leads a platoon down Theodore Husely. His men are tired. They've been moving since before dawn, but they can feel it. The Germans are breaking. Sir, white flag at the intersection. Hughes looks through his binoculars. A bedsheet hangs from a second-floor window. An old woman waves from behind shattered glass. Hold fire, continue advance. They push deeper, past bombed-out shops, past overturned streetcars, past the bodies of German soldiers who chose to fight and lost. By 2100 hours, Combat Command A controls 6 city blocks. By 2300, they've reached the main rail station. Resistance is sporadic, scattered, disorganized. Morris radios Patton, Tiger 6 to Lucky 6, have entered Trier proper, resistance light to moderate, estimate city secure within 18 to 24 hours. Patton's reply comes immediately. Roger, Tiger 6, outstanding work, push to the bridges, don't let them blow the bridges. The bridges, if the Americans capture the Moselle bridges intact, the entire German defensive line collapses. If the Germans destroy them, they buy time, days, maybe weeks. It becomes a race. Section 8, The Bridges, March 2, 1945, 400 hours. Kaiser Wilhelm Bruck, Central Trier. Sergeant Heinrich Müller checks the demolition charges one more time. Wires are connected. Detonators are armed. 50 kilograms of captured American TNT, ironically, are packed against the bridge supports. He looks across the dark water. We blow it when the Americans reach the far side, the Hauptmann said. Not before. We need time for our men to withdraw. But the Hauptmann is dead now, killed by artillery 2 hours ago. Müller is the senior NCO left. The decision is his. American tanks are 3 blocks away. He can hear their engines, see their searchlights probing the darkness. If he blows the bridge too early, German soldiers still fighting on the West Bank are cut off. If he waits too long, Americans will capture it intact. His hand hovers over the detonator. The first American tank appears at the far end of the bridge. Müller squeezes. Nothing. He squeezes again. Nothing. The wire, somewhere in the chaos of battle, a wire has been cut, by American fire, by German feet, by accident, it doesn't matter. Fall back. Müller runs, his men run with him. The Americans surge across the Kaiser Wilhelm Bruck without losing a single man. Trier's last line of defense has fallen. Section 9, What do you want me to do? March 2, 1945, 900 hours. 3rd Army Headquarters, Luxembourg City. The reports come in all morning. Trier secured, 6,000 prisoners, 300 enemy dead, American casualties, 127 killed, 384 wounded. 2 divisions, not 4. Patton reads the figures, nods, smiles his predator's smile. Codman. Sir. Get me a pad, I'm going to send a message to Bradley. Codman hands him paper. Patton writes quickly. His handwriting is sharp, aggressive, like everything else about him. He hands it to the communications officer. Send this immediately, priority channel. The officer reads it, blinks, reads it again. From 3rd Army. 212th Army Group. Have taken Trier with 2 divisions. What do you want me to do? Give it back. Patton. The communications officer looks up. Sir, are you sure? We'll send it. Yes, sir. The message goes out. 70 miles away in Bradley's headquarters, the teleprinter chatters. An aide tears off the paper, reads it, winces. General Bradley, you need to see this. Bradley reads it. His face goes through several expressions: disbelief, irritation, something that might be a suppressed laugh. He picks up the phone, calls Eisenhower. Ike, it's Brad. Patton took Trier this morning. The pause. Yes, with 2 divisions, and he's asking if we want him to give it back. Another pause. I know that's Patton. Section 10, The Aftermath, March 2, 1945, evening. SHIEF Headquarters, Reims, France. Eisenhower sets down the phone, lights another cigarette, his 5th of the hour. The problem with Patton is that he's usually right. The man is insufferable, arrogant, insubordinate. He ignores orders. He antagonizes allies. He says things to the press that make Eisenhower's job 10 times harder. But he wins. He wins when the textbooks say he should lose. He wins when the intelligence says he can't. He wins when the analysts and the planners and the theorists all say to bypass and contain. Eisenhower picks up Patton's personnel file, thick, worn, full of commendations and reprimands in almost equal measure. In North Africa, Patton rescued II Corps after the disaster at Kasserine Pass. In Sicily, Patton raced Monti to Messina and won. In France, Patton broke out of Normandy and liberated more territory in less time than any commander in modern history. And now at Trier, Patton has captured a fortress city with half the forces the experts demanded. Eisenhower makes a decision. He doesn't reply to the telegram. He doesn't discipline Patton. He doesn't even acknowledge it officially. He lets the silence speak for itself. Message received, move on, win the war. Section 11, The German Perspective, March 2-3, 1945. Berlin, Wehrmacht High Command. The news reaches Hitler's bunker the following morning. Trier has fallen, the oldest city in Germany, founded by Augustus, sacred ground of the Reich. Lost in less than 48 hours. Hitler rages. He screams about treason, about cowardice, about the failure of his generals. Who was responsible for the defense? I want names. An aide provides them. Oberst Richter is already dead, killed by artillery during the final assault. The other commanders are either captured or missing. There is no one left to blame. But there is a lesson to learn, one the German High Command is only now beginning to understand. The Americans have changed. In 1942, in North Africa, American forces were tentative, cautious, easily disrupted by German counterattacks. Now in 1945, they attack without pause. They exploit weakness instantly. They move with a speed and aggression that mirrors the blitzkrieg Germany perfected in 1940. And behind it all, behind the tanks and the infantry and the endless supplies, is a 60-year-old cavalry officer who refuses to stop. General Alfred Jodl, Chief of Operations Staff, reviews the situation maps. The American Third Army is the most dangerous formation on the Western Front, he tells his subordinates. Patton leads from the front. He makes decisions in hours that take us days. He cannot be contained by conventional defense. What do we do? Jodl looks at the map, at the blue arrows pushing deeper into the Reich. We pray that his superiors continue to slow him down, because we cannot. Section 12, Historical Verdict. March 1945, the larger context. The capture of Trier was more than a tactical victory, it was a demonstration of a philosophy. Military historian Carlo D'Este would later write, Patton's seizure of Trier exemplified his belief that audacity and speed could compensate for numerical inferiority. While SHAEF calculated and deliberated, Patton acted, and his instincts proved superior to their analysis. General Omar Bradley, despite his frustration with Patton's insubordination, would admit in his memoirs, George was often right when the rest of us were wrong. At Trier, he proved that the Germans were weaker than we thought. His aggressive action saved lives that a prolonged siege would have cost. The numbers bear this out. 2 divisions, 127 Americans killed, 48 hours. A 4-division assault, the kind SHAEF preferred, might have taken weeks. Casualties would have been measured in thousands, not hundreds. The Germans would have had time to reinforce, to prepare, to fortify. Patton's speed denied them that time. His aggression shattered their defense. His instincts, honed over 30 years of studying war, proved sharper than the intelligence estimates produced by officers who had never heard a shot fired in anger. Was he insubordinate? Absolutely. Was he right? History says yes. In the weeks following Trier, the Third Army would continue its relentless advance, across the Rhine at Oppenheim, before Montgomery, to Patton's immense satisfaction, through Bavaria, into Czechoslovakia, farther and faster than any Allied force in the European theater. By war's end, the Third Army had liberated or conquered 1,522 square miles of territory, captured 1,280,688 enemy soldiers, killed or wounded an estimated 500,000 enemy troops, all at a cost of 136,865 American casualties. The ratio was not an accident, it was the result of a philosophy. Speed kills the enemy, hesitation kills your own. Closing, the last word. Third Army Headquarters, May 8, 1945, Victory in Europe Day. The war is over. George S. Patton stands at his window, watching his men celebrate in the streets below, cheering, singing, firing weapons into the air against regulations, but he lets it slide, just this once. An aide enters. Sir, message from SHAEF. General Eisenhower extends his congratulations on Third Army's performance. Patton nods, takes the paper, reads it. Formal, polite, official. He thinks about Trier, about that telegram, about the look on Bradley's face when he read it. He heard about that later. Have taken Trier with 2 divisions. What do you want me to do? Give it back. He had never received a reply. He hadn't expected one. The silence was the answer. The silence said, you were right, we were wrong, but we'll never admit it. Patton sets down the message, looks back out the window. The future is uncertain now. The Russians are allies today. Will they be enemies tomorrow? There will be other wars, other enemies, other generals who study maps and calculate odds and send orders to bypass. And somewhere in some future conflict, there will be another officer who looks at those orders and asks the same question Patton asked. Should I obey or should I attack? Patton knows what he would tell that officer. Take the risk, trust your instincts, move fast, hit hard. And when they tell you it can't be done, when the analysts say you need 4 divisions for what you can do with 2, prove them wrong. Then ask them if they want you to give it back. The general turns from the window, walks to his desk, picks up his pen. There are memoirs to write, lessons to pass on, a legacy to define. Outside, the celebration continues. The Tigers of Trier have done their work. Fade to black. End title card, asterisk. In war, the only sin is not attacking. General George S. Patton, Jr. Historical note, asterisk. General George S. Patton would die on December 21, 1945, from injuries sustained in a car accident near Mannheim, Germany. He was 60 years old. His telegram regarding Trier remains one of the most famous communications of World War II, a perfect encapsulation of his aggressive philosophy and his contempt for bureaucratic caution. The city of Trier still stands, the Porta Nigra still guards its gates, and the story of the general who took the impossible city with half the required forces is still told. Sometimes audacious speed really is the answer. Sometimes the right question is, what do you want me to do? Give it back.